Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today we are back talking about pets because everybody loves pets. Now, when people ask me about pets for damage, they say, Banana, what pet should I use for damage? Obviously. And I mean, there are a couple options. You know, you got the classic, the Ender Dragon pet. But I mean, you can see it sells for like 350 million coins sometimes. So who really knows if that's going to be worth the buy? And then you have things like the Phoenix pet, but that's like a 1 in like 10 million drop chance to get, and they sell for like 155 million. Well, I actually am here to talk about a good pet that everyone should get, a very cool pet. Overall, I got this pet on like the first or second day of the update, and I have been using it religiously ever since. It's been my main damage pet, my main everything pet if I'm doing pretty much anything in Skyblock other than skill grinding, and that is the Pigman pet. The Pigman pet used to be way better, and it's still one of the best pets in the game. You can see it has a perk there where you get 35 strength and 35 defense. And this is a level 70 pet, so it is an okay representation of like how good the pet is overall. If it were higher level, everything that I'm going to show in this video would be a little better, especially the second perk, I think it is. Yeah, especially the second perk. It is only going to get better, but we're just going to look at the pet at level 70 right now. So you can see you get 1 strength and 1 defense every 2 levels. It used to be you would get 1 strength every level. And if it was still like that, I mean, everyone should have this pet. But I still believe that everyone should have this pet because it's just better than all the other combat pets like the wolf and the Jerry. I mean, the Jerry's pretty good, but I mean, the Pigman's just so good. So it has the PvP King perk, which is pretty useless. I'll give it that. It increases your PvP damage by a percentage, and that is useless until they add something where you have to do PvP for items or something like that. It is not going to be worth having PvP damage, but maybe they'll add something where you can get items from this dude. But you never really know what they're going to do with this Coliseum. It exists, and I mean, you'll beat people more in the Coliseum if you have that out. But, I mean, one of the best perks on here is the Porkmaster perk, and that buffs the Pigman Sword by damage and strength, depending on your level. Right now, I am at 28 damage and 14 strength on a Pigman Sword. So I have a Pigman Sword here, and I have a Midas Sword. And this Midas Sword is fully maxed. This Pigman Sword is only maxed when it comes to critical, but I still think it's going to give a pretty good showing as to how much damage it does. If we look, wearing my Tarantula armor, I hit for 63,575 with the Midas. And I'm still using the Pigman pet so that I don't have like more strength or anything. And then, so just once again, 63,575. And if we hit with this, 57,695. And that is at level 70. So we still have 30 more levels to go. That's like a third of the scaling. This thing ends up being better than Midas. And even then, this doesn't have Giant Killer. This doesn't have Sharpness 6. This doesn't... It could be getting so much more damage purely just based off of the Sharpness and the Giant Killer right there. So the insane damage that you're getting at level 70 is huge. If you, let's say you have a Midas. If I sold my Midas and I grinded my Pigman up to level 100 and then I got a max Pigman Sword. A max Pigman Sword, I would assume, if you're buying the book on AH, books are like over 25 million. Let's say if you're buying like with Dragon Hunter, or if you're buying with Dragon Hunter, it's about like 30 something million. But if you're buying without Dragon Hunter, safe to say that's a 20 million coin book. And then Pigman Swords on the AH have been going up in price because of this pet. But if we look, you can get a Pigman Sword for about 14 million, about 14 to 15 million. So let's say you're investing to lowball it here, like 40 million coins to 50 million coins buying this sword fully maxed out. Well, Midas is maxed out. Like if you already have a Midas, they sell for 90, 80, 85, 90, 100 million coins if you are fully maxed out. So you can sell a Midas and keep the Pigman Sword and pull about a 50 million coin profit, and you will end up doing more damage because the amount of damage that is added to the Pigman Sword with the pet ends up to where you are getting more damage. You're getting just under the amount of damage that a Midas would have overall, but you also get an increased crit damage, and you can see that on here. This is a 140 crit damage because the Pigman sword has a 30 base crit damage, and the Midas does not have that much. The Midas only gets the critical enchant and the spicy reforge. So the Pigman sword is actually a very viable option when you are using a pet like the Pigman pet. And we haven't even talked about the last perk of the Pigman pet, and that is Giant Slayer. And that gives you a percentage extra damage to monsters level 100 and up. And this is insane for Slayers because every single boss when it comes to doing a Slayer is over that threshold, because bosses are at like level 300 or something. Let me do a boss here. I'll just be running through a boss at the end of the video. So the bosses are at a very high level. Even the trash tier mobs are at a level that is just insane because they're like 190. I'm gonna put my Pigman pet away and check damage on the mobs that I spawn in here. Do I not have any quiver arrows? Wow, this is embarrassing. About to go grab some quiver arrows while I keep talking about the Pigman pet. But I mean, with the new updates coming out and mobs already being over level 100, I can only assume that the mobs will be way higher than level 100 in the future updates. Compared to the Lion pet, where you do more damage to mobs under level 80, it's like this perk is just really good. This perk just allows you to slap any mob that is weak. And hopefully we can spawn in one of the dudes. Come on. Come on, Hypixel. Alright, here's a dude. Here's a level 150 Revenant Champion. So this is just a normal hit with Midas. I hit 48,000 damage, but I don't think that was first strike. It looked like 62,000 first strike there. Yeah, it was 48,000 on the second hit. So I'm just going to pull out the pet and show you guys how insane this damage is. Remember that we do have more strength. Okay, so I'm going to just whack him. And then 54,000 damage. That's a 6,000 damage increase compared to without the pet. And this is just going to make Slayers go insanely quick with the optimal loadout. Like right now I'm running a Midas. I should be running a Falchion. I am potted up. I don't know. It feels like I'm doing no damage, but it's probably because I'm just wearing Tarantula, and I don't usually wear Tarantula. Did that without an orb. Imagine if I got a scythe there, boys. But basically, the Pigman pet just has a lot of perks that synergize well with each other, and that's what makes it insane for overall damage. Like, with the perks just all going together, it just makes the pet so much better compared to some garbage like the Giraffe pet, where if we look at the Giraffe pet, you know, none of these perks go together, and that's why I don't like this pet. But the Pigman pet is just an amalgamation of goodness, and I mean, I definitely think that everyone should get the Pigman pet if you do not know how to get it. It is from the Pork Chop Collection 8, and I mean, it's pretty expensive. Enchanted grilled pork around a super enchanted egg, and you can get an epic, and the epic version isn't as good, but it's still really good if you're just like trying to get a pet for damage on weaker mobs. You just don't get that amazing Giant Slayer perk that comes with it. And I mean, you didn't hear this from me, guys, but if you don't have the collection, you can still craft it, as far as I know. You can still make pets that you don't have the recipe for. That's probably going to be patched. And I mean, you didn't hear it from me, but it is a thing. So if this helped you in your guide to getting pets, if you want to get the Pigman pet now, please smash that like button, maybe even hit that sub button, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, menacing_banana, follow me on Twitch, also menacing_banana. You know, I actually never stream on Twitch, don't follow me there, but that is going to be all for today. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.